Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Ro here. Thank you for visiting You Grow Ro. If this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider subscribing at the end of this video. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you. You know, after almost 20 years of gardening, I've realized something about the way that I watch gardening content. I don't really watch the big channels anymore. Not because they're bad. I mean, they absolutely have their place, but because they just don't speak to me the way smaller creators do. Today, I want to talk about why I prefer small gardening channels over the big ones. And honestly, I think a lot of experienced gardeners feel the same way. We'll talk about it in just a moment. Before I jump into the reasons, I want to mention something. Throughout this video, you're going to see a few iCards pop up in the corner. Each one links to a small gardening channel that I personally think deserves more love. YouTube only lets you add 5 iCards, so I picked 5 creators who really embody the honesty, the experimentation, and the real life gardening that I'm going to be talking to you about today. If you want to support the little guys, check them out as you watch. Reason 1 is that I've always been someone who likes to support the little guy. I naturally gravitate towards creators who feel my support, whether they're local or halfway across the country. I love knowing that my view, my comments, and my it actually matters to them. And oftentimes, smaller channels respond to comments way more frequently than the larger channels. They remember names, and it builds community. Now, with big channels, my support is just a drop in a bucket, or better yet, a drop in the ocean. But with smaller creators, you can feel the appreciation. You can see your encouragement helping someone else grow. It feels like you're cheering them on, like a neighbor or something, and not really like shouting out into a stadium. It feels like you're helping someone grow and not feeding an already massive machine. Reason 2, and this is a big one, is that larger channels have to appeal to the widest possible audience. And that usually translates into them covering beginner content over and over again. And look, that's great for new beginners, but I haven't been a beginner in over 15 years. I don't need another how to start your first garden video. I'm looking for nuance and experimentation, weird projects and failures, the real life, real world experience, not the basics that have already been put on repeat. So smaller channels, they tend to go deeper because they're not trying to please everyone. Reason 3, and I'm going to preface this by saying this one might ruffle some feathers, but it's true for me. So once a channel gets to a certain point, gets so big, there's this pressure for them to maintain a certain persona, and everything has to be polished and brand friendly, sponsor friendly, algorithm friendly. And sometimes that polish, it starts to feel like a mask, right? They got the perfect gardens, they got perfect lighting, perfect harvest. It's just not real life. I'd rather watch someone be honest than watch somebody be perfect or pretend to be perfect is more like it. Reason 4, and one thing that I love about smaller creators is that you get to learn with them. They're not presenting themselves as experts and they're not reading from a script. They're experimenting, they're trying things, they're messing up and then trying again. It feels human. It feels relatable. It feels more like real gardening. Reason 5, big channels, they often have to follow whatever the algorithm wants, whether it's trending plants, viral hacks, seasonal spikes. It's the same topics everyone else is covering. But smaller creators, they talk about what they actually care about. Niche crops, hyper local issues, long-term projects, strange experiments, stuff that the algorithm would never reward but gardeners love. And that gives them a certain freedom to make the content feel more genuine. Reason 6, big channels can feel like you're watching a TV show, while small channels feel like you're sitting down with a friend, right? The tone is more relaxed, the creator feels approachable, the community feels intimate, and the comment section actually matters. It's the difference between being part of a circle and being part of an audience. So, no shade to the big gardening channels. I do watch a few. They're doing what they need to do, and they help a lot of people, and I love that for all of us. But for me, I'll always choose the small creators, the real, the relatable, and they're still learning, they're still experimenting, and they remind me why I fell in love with gardening in the first place, right? They bring out the curiosity and the community and the joy of growing together, you see? If you're a small gardening creator out there, keep going. Your voice matters more than you think. All right, friends, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. And I will see you all in another video on another day. Until then, happy growing, my friends.